So, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Wisdom Wednesday. I do apologise for the time. I'm Hamish, and I've got with me my usual guest, Charlotte Clones.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm okay. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. So the last time we did Wisdom Wednesday, it was meant to be a two-parter, and then some horrible news came up. And
A lot of bad things came up. Yeah.
Yeah, a few knockers. A few knockers came up, and it really did hit me for doing stuff. So yeah, it became a bit of a I just don't know. And I've also just had a load of life stuff coming up, so that's why it's been a little bit long. Hey Trash, how are you? So Sherlock is going to be if you don't mind, I'm sure you're just like, oh, what am I going to do? You got to keep an eye on this chat, because when I'm dancing around everywhere trying to keep things rolling, I need my
Okay.
You got to keep an eye on these chat stuff. Plus, when I start talking, everyone starts. Anyway, so what the things we're going to talk about? I need to get my little post-it notes up.
Yeah, do that. I'll make sure Jason stays in line. I know he likes to just bring up stuff and talk about things. So I gotta.
Jason Gardner or Jason T-Pals Jason?
No, Jason Gardner. He just likes to start stuff with me.
Oh, does he? Is he like that?
Yeah.
Is he like that? Is it like that?
It is.
Oh man.
I'm watching him for you. Don't worry.
Okay. So, so I think we got. I think it's worth talking about what people have been sort of talking about in terms of the news for what's been happening lately. I think it's good to sort of do a bit of a revisit from when we call it the D-Day. Call it D-Day.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning and
so D-Day.
Yeah,
we'll start from there. We've got to talk about the most recent news, so unique champions and ranked. But I think they're two different things. So
yeah,
unique. So we'll do that. I don't know why I'm recording this now, and usually you want to get your synopsis before you do this. So I just roll with it.
It's because I came on earlier, so I threw you off a bit.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was meant to be streaming and sort of thinking and also I was like, oh god, I don't have a chat thing. I had to completely just whip up my my interface, how it all looks. Like literally about 10 minutes before I came on, I was like, oh my god, yeah, I had to reinstall everything.
That's all right. We'll take it as we go.
Okay, so D-Day, and where are we now? Unique champs, ranked, and about set 4. Okay, cool. Right, so I'm going to start this whole thing again. So, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Wisdom Wednesday. I've got myself, Hamish, and as always, I've got my good friend, Charlotte Clones.
Hello.
Hello. So, we've got some things we want to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about the aftermath of what happened on we call it D-Day, the bombshell. We're going to talk a bit about the news that just came up today. I love the fact that they keep announcing new stuff on a Wednesday, because that just ties into Wisdom Wednesday quite nicely. They've announced a thing with unique champs and they've also did a thing about ranked, that they've updated ranked, and set 4 is going to be around the corner.
Yeah, a lot of news.
Yeah, there's a few things. So we're gonna the D-Day and where we're at now is going to involve the chat a little bit more, as well as just us two. All right. So, Sherlock.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to say what D-Day was, just in case anybody needs a refresher?
We're gonna do a flashback. Okay.
Just a small flashback.
So to sum it up, D-Day was pretty much, we found out that organized play for Lightseekers kind of ended. We found out that the entire U.S. staff for PlayFusion got fired. We found out that they pulled out of cash tournaments. We found out that some UK PlayFusion people were fired. And we also found out that... what did we find out? And did anything else change in organized play for PlayFusion? I don't think so. Or for Champions?
Apart from the cash got pulled, and yeah, so the cash got pulled. I think that's really the events were still there, but the main draw of the prizes were gone. So that happened, and
right.
It went down quite well, I thought. Oh, British sarcasm.
That was probably a very bad day for PlayFusion. Yeah. I think it's still a bad day for PlayFusion.
Yeah, I think every there's always a low, isn't there?
Yeah, I think it's the ramifications have still, I don't think, have settled yet. I think there are still people that are a little upset about everything, and I can tell right now that for the most part, Discord really hasn't been the same. It's been more quiet than usual, and there hasn't been many streamers streaming. So,
well, yeah. I mean, there's always an answer, right? There's always a reason why these things happened, and I suppose it's a lot of it's down to how much really PlayFusion wants to sort of divulge on that. But
I think that was probably the main issue, though, is that we really still haven't gotten an answer. We kind of got the corporate answers as to why things happen. Like, oh, we just want to focus on this, but we haven't really got an actual response from PlayFusion as to why these people were fired. No. And what's going on with the company, and should we be worried about the company going down? Yeah, I think that's been the cause of people kind of being hesitant to buy new things and to kind of invest in the game when we have no idea what's going on.
Officially, no. Still. I did catch up with some of the guys from UK Games Expo, and they gave me a little bit of a sort of, not a bit, just a sort of reasons of. I sort of came up as some answers of just going like, look, is things all right? Is everything, And they were saying like, everything. This has happened. It's not good. It's been it's been really against what they really wanted to do. They didn't want to do this, but I think they had to do this, and I believe that there is some plans going forward. Really, they couldn't divulge obviously too much, but after chatting to them, it sort of won me back around a little bit, and I think that it was a shame really, because there's a lot of that when they were talking to me. I thought was really insightful, and it's just a shame really that that not really everyone can get that sort of same insightfulness. I think it really brought me back round for what's happening.
Well, I think that's another issue though, is like, when you guys go to these tournaments and you guys are able to catch up with like, Jade and people that work at PlayFusion, they can kind of give you insight, and you're saying, oh, well, they turned me around and they made me feel better about what's going on. But then they don't tell anybody else what's going on. We're all like, okay.
I know, and I'm not, and it's not really my place to.
Right, and I wouldn't expect you to talk about what you guys talked about, but I'm just saying, it looks bad when they talk to you and other people that are there about stuff, but when it comes to like the rest of the community, they don't say anything.
Just to be clear, not to just sort of drop anyone into it. It's nothing really that. It was nothing really awful. It was just putting a bit of a light onto things, and like I said, I don't think it's my spot to sort of do that, like because I don't also really as well want to sort of divulge into anything that could potentially just get people into trouble. But take my word for it. I was about to pack this. I was about to pack this shit up and leave. And yeah, I believe that they're. I think they've got a way to go. I think they know full well, right? Just they know full well that they need to get more bums on seats for tournaments. They know full well that they've got to sort of keep things in, like they've got to keep things going. Are they going? Are they dying? No, they're not. They're not. Well, they're not calling it there, if that makes sense. They're like, no, we're still in a good spot. And when you see the amount of people that are still buying their product in these big events, when we went to Warhammer Fest, they were just rammed. They sold out on everything. In UK Games Expo, all their stores would just constantly just have people there buying stuff in. So that they're selling the starter sets and new people are coming in. It's just maintaining the bums on seats for organized play stuff, and they've got lots of things that they need to do to get that all sorted. So I've offered to give them some insight on some ideas that I've kind of, after run a club and talk to loads of people, I've talked to you guys and said, look, do you need cash to make this work? You don't need cash to make this work. I know that there's this debate of UK guys don't care about cash and US guys care about cash. I think there's a lot of. I don't believe that's entirely true. I think everyone likes to do cash events. I think the difference is that I think people want to have stuff that's not product. We don't need more products, do we? I mean, I don't. I certainly
no.
No,
I don't think anybody that competes in these tournaments need any more boxes of cards.
They don't need more boxes of cards. When you started and you hardly had any boxes of cards, getting boxes of cards was good. But as time goes on, I think winning product is great for small store starter events. They're great for that.
Well, I was going to say, I think another problem is the fact, and we've talked about this before, is their sets are so small that you only need one or two boxes and you have a complete set of their entire set. Whereas other games, they're much larger sets. Maybe the certain cards are harder to get than others, which makes them more valuable.
Yes.
I think they have to really work on how many cards come in a set, how many rares per set, and how many foils come in, stuff like that. It'll make the boxes more valuable.
But yeah, sure. And I believe that they do need to do something like that. And that's what some of the great. I'm doing. We're doing terrible at responding to the chat, but yeah, product is great for the beginning thing. So if you're going to do a draft for new guys, and then maybe there's they release a set, maybe that set has I know that it's probably, I don't know what Magic does. I'm just going to throw that out. 300 card set, and then you do a draft, and those cards that you get in, it automatically just feels like, well, there's all these cards. I would like to do drafts because these cards I'm going to get are I'm playing a game to get some stuff I'm never going to get. Although I'll probably just be a nutter and just buy a shit ton of boxes. But
Fallout said he would like bigger card counts, but less sets per year. I think they're around the same amount of sets per year as most card games, right? Like 3 to 4 sets a year.
No, I don't mind I think the having more set frequently is a good way to just freshen it up a little bit, because now they've got an app, right? That you tie in your cards to the app, so you don't have to do a double grind like you kind of do with Arena and Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Do you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff where you have to, no matter what you've got physically, it doesn't work digitally. So it's a one or the other, which is it's a problem for some. Where this comes in really well, where it's not one or the other. It's it's a complete package.
Yeah,
which is good. Which is now starting to. I think when Arenas sort of came out, and everyone goes, "Oh, that's really good. It's really pretty." It's like, yeah, if you're starting, Arena's a great place, I suppose, to start. But if you're a physical player that has all the cards, Arena doesn't really do anything for you, does it? Apart from You
No.
can play the game online, and do you want to do you want to start all over again? Not really. But this is the complete package. So
Hmm.
you burn through all your stuff so quickly. I'm not saying that the meta is defined within the first few weeks, but it kind of just starts. You start seeing the stuff, right, and then some more creative stuff start coming around. But you tailoring on to month 2, 3, you you're seeing the same stuff, right? And you're sort of
Yeah.
going, I cannot wait to see something new to shake everything up again. And it's only erratas or updates like this.
Well, that's why I actually do like their warband pack idea. Is because it does
Yeah,
introduce something new in the middle of the meta, so it changes things up. It's not like a huge change, but it is something different,
yeah,
which is it's not a complete set, so it helps.
sure. So I'm just gonna, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Well, do
So
you want to
should we do? I'm gonna. Yeah. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, do you want to answer questions or do you want to
Yeah,
try
let's
to
do that.
transition over to a new topic?
Well, we actually have got some questions from the community, but let's just go through. Let's go through some of the stuff. Don't fully understand the. Oh, okay. No, we're going to talk about the unit change stuff in a minute. Talk about how all the champion drama ties with the Game of yeah, that the Game of Thrones finale. Yeah, I don't know which one. It was a shit week. It was a shit
Yeah,
week.
it was the whole week was just not great.
They replaced cash with more boosters and cancelled some US cons. They didn't replace the cash with boosters. The boosters were there. They just simply the boosters were just like no one even probably noticed the boosters were there. The cash and the boosters was all there. They just took away the cash and left the boosters, and then they replaced it with some other stuff. The stuff that they actually replaced it with is it wasn't actually bad. I don't think anyone
No,
cared.
it's not
It
bad.
wasn't bad. It was just more it was clearly rushed. That was all, and it was more like if you did something like that, but probably they definitely know that they could have come up with something a lot better if it wasn't for the fact that there was some sort of discussion and some idea that cash was a good idea, even though that was a lot of cash for their player count. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Right. And I think people were just more discouraged at the fact that, like, I think we also talked about this before. If they never brought up cash in the first place,
no
I
one
don't
would
think
have
there would
cared.
ever be an issue.
Nah, no one would have cared. Everyone
I
probably would
think,
have. Yeah, that's. I
yeah,
don't think anyone would have cared.
no. It's just the fact that they brought it up and then backed away from it after one tournament and then gave no explanation as to why.
Yeah, uh, yeah. Apart from the fact that their player counts is ridiculously low, and the whole thing was a bad idea
Hmm.
from the start. So
Yeah.
Adam's saying, so what were the full changes? I woke up for night slate and went straight to work. So all I've seen is an inbox about unique champs. Rest in peace, event ourselves. Yeah, there's that. The rank stuff is meant to be changed, but we'll talk a little about that. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about
Yeah.
that. The cash behind the tournament. So Promise says the cash behind the tournaments probably cost them a ton of money with that much investment in cards being lost. Yeah, well, yeah, they did invest. It was a ridiculous amount of money for how many players they were playing. How long did it take for Magic the Gathering to get big cash tournaments? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a good question. When did cash tournaments start with Gathering? I think I don't know. Oh, in 1996, I think. I don't know. I'm just finding like the first thing. I think it was quite early on. I think they had a few years out before they started doing cash prizes. But then at the same time, it's I don't know. But they were huge, right? Had loads of
Yeah.
players.
Well, it's because it was like kind of the original card
Mm.
game, like
Well, I don't
it
know if
was.
Pokemon was out before then.
I don't think so.
Mm.
I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think Magic was like one of the original, like, really intricate card games. Like, I think they had card games before, but nothing like to what Magic brought.
No. Bear time. So, Fallout, Idenef, no, yeah, you're talking about Mikey, ugly ass, screw you. maybe you can ask them to come on to Wisdom Wednesday and help assure the community. Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. If I can get one of them on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we can grill him.
Somebody on just to grill him and like, what were you thinking?
What the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing? So yeah, that'll be good.
Maybe I don't know if they would come on if you were gonna grill them like that.
I think I'll be cool. You're the one that'll be like, hell, man. But then,
what did you do to order? Why
you.
Order? Always order.
I tell you what, this is out of order. Connex, people buying starters and boosters at con does not mean player retention. Most people burn a bit of money, then go home and never play again. And that's true. They're never going to keep the same load of people come in. But if I think people don't realize how much just new people just coming in, just the one-offs buying stuff all the time. I think that does actually make up a lot more than what people think. I mean, I'm not saying that you should never keep it going from the people, because that's just making more money, sure, right? But don't underestimate the power of new people buying in, because new people buying in is huge, and that's how quite a lot of people make a large sum of money, because it's just the one-offs. But no, they should definitely keep the middle ground and the top level people happy by just giving them something to do, right? Giving them, and they are giving people something to do. I'm not saying they're not. It's keeping it a little bit consistent and a little bit open. I think that's what's happening. I think some of the some of the stuff they release and people go, oh, I don't like the look of that, and I don't like the look of this. These guys don't know what they're doing. I think that's unfair. I think when someone's doing stuff, but you may not particularly like that one way this thing looks is a bit, But as long as because they can always change that, right? But as long as their structure is pretty consistent, then I think people can just give feedback about what they want to sort of see, and then they just put it into a structure that everyone goes, yeah, the structure's, you know what I mean? The structure's fine. It keeps me reassured. I think they'll be fine with that. I don't know what you think about that.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean,
yeah, go on.
I think Champions has a very good image, because when people come up for Champions and they learn how to play, it's so unique and different than other card games that it's easy to remember it. So that's a really good thing about it. It's just being able to keep those guys who come to and learn how to play and buy all the stuff, to have them come out, because as you know, the digital app apparently is fine. Like they're not seeing any decrease. It's the physical play that's the problem, and that they're having trouble keeping players in from engaging and coming to tournaments. So that's what they really need to improve on.
Well, and the thing is as well is that when people go, I personally found something more interesting than this game, right? There's nothing you can really do about that. If someone just goes, I'm generally bored of this, I'm playing something else, fine. There's nothing anyone can do about that. You have every right to go off and do what you want to do, right? But what you don't want is for you to do something that makes people just go and just be cross. Like you did something literally stupid. You don't want to give people nerds are fickle beasts. Okay, this market is huge. Don't give them Don't give anyone a reason to go. You know what I mean? People will just choose to go because something's new. Everyone, Argent Saga's coming out. If this game was going really well, but they never did cash, people will probably just swan off to go, well, I'm going to play Argent Saga because it's got money. Fine. Off you go. Play that game. I probably would have looked at Argent Saga and go, oh, look, it's Argent Saga. I'm going to play something different. And then, but then if I know that the game I was really loving was is structured and had some, and I knew that things were bit, the way we want it, open transparency with some of the issues, and a good OP structure that's coming out, and their online rank thing, which we are going to talk about, being structured, then you sort of just go whatever. You can't stop people from going, but don't give people a reason to go.
Right, and I think to go with Argent Saga, I think it's just coming out at a time where Champions is kind of struggling a little bit.
It's come out on that's timed it quite well.
Right, and people are looking at it like, oh well, this card game
But
provides cash, and it's backed by a good, company that,
would they have
is
been
big.
looked at in the right way if it wasn't for? Would they have looked at it that way if it wasn't for what's kind of happened here, right? If everything was kind of going well,
I think if Champions did not back out of their cash prizes and they were still offering cash prizes, I don't think there'd be so much people or so many people wanting to flock to Argent Saga.
there will be people that will flock over to Argent Saga. They will.
Right, no matter what. Right, no matter what, people will flock over. Even if they even if they were still offering cash prizing, I'm sure some people would still go to. But I don't think it'd be this number of people. Like,
it wouldn't be this dramatic,
it wouldn't be this dramatic,
and people wouldn't have to bring up reasons why they're going, right?
Right.
But the thing is, I'm doing like everyone's chatting. I'm sorry, I can't. Everyone's going. I can't keep up.
We get into our own conversations. We ignore the chat. I mean,
oh my god. So, I'm gonna try and just answer the rest just pretty quick. So, now I believe I'm gonna just say this little point, right? So this is in a low. Argent Saga's come in. Argent Saga's providing cash. Argent Saga's new. So Argent Saga is the new thing that everyone wants to sort of look at because we're in this time, right? The timing of how things are just the way they are. I do 100% believe if and hope Champions will continue on to the next year, and they have done some really cool, new, interesting things along the way, and figured things out and got things a little bit more in a nice structured thing, and then boom, they release something brand new that they're doing, or they've reformed something and made something look really cool. Their Argent Saga or Magic or somewhere will just have to be in this point of boringness, right? When they're in that stage where everyone's just kind of been through it, and then all of a sudden, through no control over what anyone can do, they'll go, "Hey, I heard that this game that we used to play, it was cool." Or people will go, "Hey, I heard of Champions. That was about last year. I heard it had some problems, but I heard there's new now cool things with it. Hey, let's jump back on. Let's have a look at this new cool thing." I 100% believe that to be true because old games do that all the time, right? I mean, you check out No Man's Sky. I remember when No Man's Sky came out. I know it's a computer game. Everyone's going to go, "Oh, it's a different thing, blah, blah, blah." But when that came out with issues amongst issues. It was terrible. A year later, got their shit together. And now everyone sort of goes, "Hey, we're back on it. Let's have a look." And it's good. It's kind of what I wanted.
Hey, man, I do the same thing with League of Legends
Oh.
every year, man. I'm like, I'm never playing this game again. 3 months later, I'm like, yo, let's just hop into an ARAM real quick. Let's just play some League.
It just comes at a time, right? And they're always there.
Yeah, it just fills a void for me.
The League of Legends is like Magic. It's just, hey, we're all into Magic, and they're so big that no one can stop it. And then and everyone goes, "Well, I'm gonna play something else." And they'll go, "I'll see you later, buddy." And then they come back and go, "How was your time with these games?" "They did all these things." "It's okay, buddy. Come sit down. Have a draft pack." "Oh, thank you, Magic."
I swear, every time I log on to League of Legends after like a long hiatus, I always get a message like, "We knew you'd be back." I'm like, "Ah, damn it, you're right." You always know, League. You always know.
It's The Simpsons. When he goes, "Oh, is this employment?" "No, this is me wanting my job back." "Okay, through the cat flap." And you're like, "Come crawling back, I see."
They just always know.
They always know. Okay, so happy with rank changes, blah blah blah. Promise restricting when the shit happens. About to go. I did. God, people are talking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
As they're going, there's a much bigger player base than before. They started doing big tournaments. They have their cut and marketplace with the offset. Yeah. If it was the first big TCG and it had no competitors for nearly a decade, no, that's probably why they're so good. You're wrong. In 1996 to 2000, there was a big number of Valve CCG and Star Wars CCG. That's true. There was quite a lot of different ones. The casual players keep game going, not top level competitive players. Yeah, most of the time. Really, casual players they're the bulk. Competitive players the competitive players is definitely not the bulk in this, and it's quite new. I think you really will find that you're going to have a game full of everyone that wants to win. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a slice, and I think if they probably did the percentages, it kind of might weigh out. I don't know.
Well, I think it's also because the competitive scene is limited dramatically to the East Coast of the US and in the UK. And then whereas digitally you can play all over the world. So obviously there's going to be more people.
Sure. You got to invest in stores and playing in stores. Give stores bigger margins to get them to push products and host events. That's the cost of competition with the biggest TCG boat. Yeah, I know, exactly. Why would a store want to put all their time into something that is just not going to make them money, right? And it's just this weird balance of, it's just a snowball effect, isn't it? Why play this when you can just, why would I want to do all my time to sell this when there's just 100 other games also telling me we've got to do this, and then I've got 3 card games that just makes me money. You know what I mean? I've got to pay. It's just that we've been through this before. Great comment. I disagree, Jason Gardner. The casual players spend little to no money. They have. Oh, this is Kane. So it's kind of interesting because I think me and Kane have a few. Kane is one of your pals, isn't he? He's one of my pals, but he's one of your good pals, isn't he, Jeff?
I hate him. I hate Kane. I don't like that guy.
Don't like. So he disagrees. He's very much thinking that the top end people are the ones that make the money, which I actually I think the top end people make I think there's like different markets, isn't there? I think the market for casual players though I don't think that people respect the market of what casual players bring. And I think the competitive players are easy to see what they do because they're there all the time spending money.
Right.
It's easy to see what they offer. But it's hard to see about what competitive players see casual players buy in. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not the ones that are joining in the chat all the time. They're the ones that just go to the store, heard about it, buy it. They're the silent buyers. And I don't think you should underestimate how much silent buyers buy. That makes sense.
Right, and I think in most games, and I'll even bring it back to League, because I know in League, to be like top in League, it's only like 1% of the entire community. I think it's like Diamond or higher. It's like 1% of the entire community. So most of the balance changes they do aren't really for competitive. It's mostly for like people who are like plat and below, which makes up the majority of their community. So they have to balance out changes they make for the lower community and the balances they make for the more competitive community. So it's really just like, it's hard to balance that. And like, you can bring it into this game, whereas, the competitive community in this game especially is probably a lot smaller than the overall community. So they have to listen to both. You can't just listen to the one side. As much as I would wish they would just listen to me all the time, they can't just listen to me and you and a bunch of other people all the time. They have to listen to the other part of the community all the time.
And it's just balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alpha Vine and Star Wars CCG were never as big as Magic the Gathering. Pokemon tie in with the video game and the show, and the card gave them the boost they needed to get going. That's very true. Again, you have the to entice them to keep playing. Money, £5 Friday Night Magic with products is what kept me in it. Then it was hanging out with friends and then playing when it was a broadcast. Yeah, the thing is, it's almost like community building, isn't it? It's just this weird thing. If you've got 100, if you've got about 10 people playing Magic every Friday, and they're the ones that are committed to go, well, I've got nowhere to play. I love this game. I'm going to show up every week and play this game. So anyone new's always got someone to play, right? So I know that I brought this up with the club quite a bit, but because I've got a regular meetup that's got a diverse, different sort of gaming group of people from Warhammer, Star Wars, X-Wing, loads of different characters. I've got like 40 to 45 people every week, and I am actually getting new people coming in to want to play this game because they know that there's somewhere where people can play it. And I'm not bound. We're not bound by profit. We're just bound by if people want to play it, they'll play it, right? I don't have to push anything because the people who are going to push it are the people who are passionate about pushing the game. if they want their game to grow, do something, and we'll give you the space to do it. That's how that works. And then you're always going to it's always going to work if the person who's most passionate about the game is going to show up and do it. It is hard work. It is hard work, and it is hard to get people to stop what they're doing and play this game. But I don't know. I don't know. It is hard work. Kempi says, I'm really sorry, Kempi, but I think Wizards have a long sought out role playing game. It's quickly discontinued. Cypher was nasty. Okay. Sorry, Kempi. That's a lot of words. I think you were you were talking to the right. So everyone's talking to each other. That's fine. So that doesn't involve us. That's good.
That's right. That means we can get into the real discussions.
The real discussion. Apart from Great Big Slug says, "Listen to me, Ogre all day, every day." I agree. Anyway, let's move on to Steve Talbot asked a question saying, "In your opinion, what does the future hold for competitive play? Also, how does the new Warbands pack fit into the meta?" So, what does the future hold for competitive play, Sherlock?
You know what? I think it really depends on set 4.
Do you think it depends on them releasing more product, or do you think it depends on them making an interesting organized play program, or both?
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of both. Like, they already have an organized play program now.
Do they though?
Technically they do.
What is it?
They have the Circuit Series still.
Circuit Series, what's that?
That was supposedly supposed to be for cash, and now it's
the state championships.
Card if you win. Or I'm sorry, yeah, it was the state championships.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, okay. So that was an event.
So
okay.
Yeah, they have tournaments. They have the tournaments in the UK. They have Gen Con. I think Origins is coming up, right? Isn't Origins some soon? Like, isn't it this week maybe?
What is?
I don't know. Origins is another it's like another big event.
Are they doing Origins?
I think so. Maybe I don't know.
I think they pulled Origin. I don't know.
But I mean, so the point is though, they do have an organized play. It's not the greatest. They're not doing a great job, but they're doing a okay job. They still have tournaments up along the East Coast. They have them in the UK. But I think the most complaints that I've seen is that the meta's stale. Everyone's tired of Chaos. Chaos has been roaming free since set 2, and it's been untouched really ever since.
That's easy. That's easy.
Right.
That's easy.
Right. That's easy. No, I understand. I know it's easy to solve, but for example, what came out today, the changes that came out today, did not touch Chaos whatsoever. It did other things, and I think people were a little bit disappointed at the fact that nothing from Chaos really got hurt at all. No. And I think set 4 is going to be a deciding factor of how this game goes. If people are not happy with set 4 and they think nothing's really changed, then I don't know if organized play is going to be there, because people might not start showing up to their events anymore.
I don't. Well, if the thing is, if you've got an organized play program that lasted for a set amount of time, it's like a season of this big organized play venture, then new people and originals will start showing up to take part in that. And then when people start taking part in things, they just slowly grow. And you just need to continue doing that. You're not going to see something just whap out of nowhere. It takes consistency, and you follow it through with a defined conclusion, and everyone can then walk away and actually go, this is what happened, this is what's going on, this was cool. And then it will just let's do it again. And let's do it again. And and everyone's taking part of it. It's getting some stuff that they can walk away that they can never get. It's not products, it's not stuff you can buy. It's something you can only get when you're there. And if you're consistently doing that all the time, people are going to start. It will just keep showing, won't it? It will just keep showing. Eventually, people go, oh, it's just 4 people coming to this all the time. Let's have a look at this. Oh, that's cool. Let's talk to these 4 people. Okay, that's cool. And then word of mouth starts going. And if you're consistently doing something, it will grow. It's not going to happen overnight. It's just going to grow slowly. So when I think 2 weeks later, everyone goes, there's nothing happening. And he's like, it's been 2 weeks. What do you want to happen?
I mean, I think another problem is some of the locations of these events
Oh yeah,
are
yeah,
just
no,
are
yeah.
just way out of whack. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
they
don't.
were thinking about these locations on some of these events.
The locations in the UK were fine.
Uh, in the U.S., some of them were questionable.
Yeah, yeah. I
I'm
don't
sure they're
know.
more familiar with the UK than they are with the US.
Well,
You know,
well, whoever's in charge of giving the locations of the US was
yeah, it was highly questionable.
dropped the ball.
Yeah, he really did.
Well, okay. And what do you think Warband 2 has done?
I don't know. Honestly, like
Well, it's
I
new,
don't.
isn't it? It's kind of
It's
new. It's kind of,
new.
and it's came out at weird times. I think everyone was sort of gone. I don't care.
You know, well, you know what the problem is? I think with the warband that came out this time around, it just gave Chaos more stuff, and people were already sick and tired of Chaos. So it's like,
Well, they didn't
oh,
really
look,
give
more
anything
Chaos
crazy. Well, they didn't
cards.
give anything chaos. Well, they did give some
No,
cool stuff. Nothing OP.
right. They didn't give him anything crazy, but I mean, that spell is very good. Even the draw ability is not that bad.
The draw
But I
ability I
mean,
thought was really good.
right. I just feel like they just gave the most broken faction just more stuff that it doesn't need. Even if it's not great stuff, they don't need more stuff. They already have the best pool of cards in the whole game, you know? So it's like, why are you giving them more stuff anyway? I know they wanted to change it up.
They have to have the same card pool size. It's just the
No, I
problem is
know.
that everyone's just saying it's still the same cards. I think that's the problem. It doesn't matter. He goes, oh look, they got more cards, and they go, yeah, but they can't put them all in your deck. So, you know, if it was that good and different, and if the different, you know, I don't know. I think metas are hard, aren't they? Metas are hard to explain. I generally just think no matter what, people are just metas are reasons why people are unhappy with things, and they go, I don't like this. Okay, fine.
To be honest, I didn't buy the Warband pack because I was very discouraged about what happened. Oops, hold on, sorry.
All the way up.
Yeah, I was a little discouraged about what happened with everyone, and I wasn't sure about what's going on with the company, so I didn't want to invest any money into the game because I wasn't sure.
I got a Warband pack.
Oh yeah, how do you like it? Do you like the cards? Do you dislike the cards?
Came at a weird time. Came at a time when it was all crashed.
Yeah. I think that's why it was like the worst timing, and then they just kept trying to push Warband on us, and we're like, but you just got rid of everybody, and you look like you're going under. Why would I buy like a Warband pack?
I know. It's you know. It's what
I
it
know,
is.
but I'm just saying it just came out at a really crappy time. And
came out at crap time. I know.
I don't think it really had much effect on the meta. I mean, I did see some people playing that new Chaos Champion because he's not actually that bad.
No, I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's decent. It quests fast. It's got a pretty decent ability. The spell card that Chaos got was really good.
Do you think that's really good?
I don't think it's bad.
No, it's not bad.
I think it's better than a lot of cards, so I don't think it's like awful. I think it's pretty decent.
I think it has more. When I looked at it, I think it played on me. Going in theory, this looks really good, and then I played it, and I was sort of like, I don't think it slots in quite well.
I mean, to be honest, I haven't played with any of the new cards.
All right.
I'm just going based on.
So in theory, it looks good, right?
Right. In theory, it looks good, and also in theory, the ability looks good as well. The draw
the
2, put 1 back.
Yeah. So the ability is good. I love the fact that you can go. It's basically draw a it's draw a card. So one of them, it's definitely draw a card, but it's almost like, I know it says draw 2, and you put 1 back on the top of your deck. It's very much, to me, feels like, oh cool, I get to see 2 new cards, and then there's that 1 card I don't really care about. It's not gone. I'll put it away. I'll just put it there for now. And then you still go, yeah, fair enough. At the end of it, your net is, just draw 1 card, action for card.
And the unique unit that they got, I don't think is that bad either. It's like 4 damage on 3 corners, and then when it leaves play, you get to look at 3 cards, and if there's a spell, you get to play it.
I'm gonna trigger you, aren't I?
I don't know. You might. Why?
Because I mean, if you look at all the unique champions for all the factions,
Uh-huh.
who do you think got the worst deal?
Order by far. Like,
Triggered.
I mean, they're like, oh, but you could rewind it. I'm like, yeah, well, that would take anybody to play Forest, which nobody plays, or any rewind cards, with really nobody plays. So, why did you do that? Why did you have to bring it up? I don't understand.
Jace, so Arkan's saying, how do we both feel about the game now going forward? I think, look, people forget. People forgive and forget. They do. I don't care what people say. They do. People forgive and people forget. They're going to move on if set 4 shows up and does this thing that they're all saying they're going to do. They're going to put in alternate win conditions into the game. Now, if those alternate win conditions punch it, no one will care, will they? Everyone who was saying this was crap will all turn around and go, oh, yeah, I love this game. And they'll just play it, right? So that's my view. They've got a lot. I want to do... I've suddenly got, after talking to them from UK Games Expo, I feel like I want to do more to help get this game going. More than I want to be the top player in it now. If that makes sense. I feel like I don't. My shift has gone top player. I was sort of loving just the ride I was going with it, but now I feel personally a bit more invested into wanting to get this sort of off the ground a bit more now, because I feel like maybe I've went to some of the events, I've won some of them. I've been like, yay, that was cool, good fun. But now I'm just like, I like seeing things that look inherently hard and want to have a go at trying to see if I can do anything to make that better. So that's probably where I want to invest some more time to make this work, because this game's actually really fucking good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the game is amazing. And to answer Adam's question, just for me, I think set 4
is make or break.
Will make or break the game. I think something really needs to change for set 4 so people can be like, wow, this game, there's so many different options now to do.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Right, so Aberdeen was questionable. Yeah, Aberdeen actually has a meta apparently. Would the stuff be great if it wasn't for the rest of? Wouldn't stuff be great if it wasn't for the rest of Chaos?
I think he's talking about the Warband.
Oh, if it wasn't for the rest of Chaos, was he talking about the Warband?
Yeah, I think he's talking about like if the cards be better if it wasn't for the rest of how broken Chaos is. Because I think you were saying before, like, oh, you don't think it's that good, but if Chaos didn't have the broken stuff that it did, would they be good?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think they would have. I don't think that would have done anything. I think Arkan's insane. I think Gordrak's still insane. I think elves. I think the healing tree elves are also pretty good as well. I think they've all got, the thing is, they all got play. They all got something that you can sort of just put in, and it really just goes wham, screw you. But the Chaos can just smash through because it's just damage, right? But it all depends if their alternate win conditions are really, really curveball it that hard. Of actually going, you know what? Just going outright damage and just seeing how much damage output I can do is not just my only option, and playing this other way is going to help me do it. I don't know. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but I am intrigued. So, the Chaos Warband champ were all missing Warrior Wizard labeling. Yeah, it's like that tree wizard. Anyway, I think we should, because Jason Gardner said, damn, I just read the new unique rule change. What the hell? So let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's trigger me more. Let's do it.
Let's trigger you more. Okay, sorry everyone that sort of tagged me and said, I think it was a good change. I think the unique champions offers a lot of terms of strategy. Sorry, I know some people are saying some big stuff. I know. We've got to move on. I'm going to be here all day. Well, this is what my podcast.
Hey man, I have all day. I got 5 hours ahead of you, man. So let's do it.
You do. Okay, so D-Day. Where and where we are now. That only took ages. Right. Oh shit. Don't know why I deleted it. Unique champs. Right. News, everyone. If you have not seen thy news, we have. Since we've had an update. So, should we? I like to talk with the. Let's talk with the things that is going to be questionable, and I like to end it on the things that were good.
Okay.
So, June update. God. Okay, but I did actually. They got this new mailing system.
The scroll.
Oh.
The slow scroll.
Oh my god. I was gonna end this on a good thing, and I just realized that the scroll. Oh, this is brutal.
It's okay. Keep going. We're almost there.
Oh god. Oh, look how bad the scroll is. Oh. I can just drag it with my mouse.
Well then.
Oh, I think everyone just watched this. Oh. I was sitting there for ages like, what do I do? Just grab it, right? Okay, you're fine. I just didn't think that was. I just did not think. I thought I'm just so used to. And it's moving. I'm like, your thing's broke.
That's okay. We can edit that out, right? We can edit that out.
Oh. Okay, and I forgot people. I actually forgot people can watch this. Ah!
Oh boy.
Okay. Does it even say it on here? We've bought animated playmats. Okay, we bought realm
No,
trials.
it does not.
Oh, okay, that's shady, didn't you, boys? Okay, so unique champions. So the rules have changed in your deck, as you can see here. I can't play these decks anymore. The reason I can't play these decks anymore is because I've got 2 unique champions. So he's unique and he's unique. You can now only have 1 unique champion in your lineup. But if you if you were going to play physical, you can put a unique champion in your sideboard. You can only, I suppose the rule is you can only have 1 unique champion on the board.
Yep, that's correct.
Now, this is going to be debatable, as you can see. This deck warning, I can't play it because I've got multiple unique champions. So, what do people think? Sherlock, I know that you, when we first saw it, you were like, grumble, grumble, grumble.
Well, so I think, which is weird. So with this ruling, did they really need to make the unique change? Like, or did they really need to errata Scarbrand and Slimex if they made this change? Because then you wouldn't be able to pair them anyway.
Yes.
Right?
No. I think they did the errata was.
You still think they needed to do the errata?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
That snail was dumb. That snail was dumb. They just saw him and went, oh fuck yeah, I'll just play it with Bloodthirster. Da-da! Still busted. And that was the better one anyway.
Right. So besides that, I like the change.
And Scarbrand will be the only unique champion you play in Chaos. Ha! No one cares about the other unique champions because of Scarbrand, because he's not errated. So yes, he did need to be errated.
Okay, so besides that, I like the change, or I like the idea of the change. However, it does kill elves, and it does kill, I think someone said spirits.
Oh, spirits.
I know, right? Spirits. But it doesn't really hurt chaos. And I think there was one destruction deck that it might hurt. But besides that, it really just hurts order and elves, because you can't play elves.
Okay, well, I've just made some decks here, and 2 of them I can't play.
Right, 2 of them, right.
I mean, that just shows how much the double unique thing was not really a thing anyway. And they have said the reason they're doing this is because I think this is a good thing. I honestly think this is a good thing going forward in the long term. Because they can now turn around and go, we're going to put a low-costed champion that's unique, that will have something really interesting, okay? But then all of a sudden they'll then turn around and go, but you're just going to combine that really, really cool effect into another guy's really, really cool effect, and it will just inherently get busted. So what will happen with this unique champion thing, it will turn around and go, well, this is good, but unfortunately I can only use one or the other. I know that a lot of people are going to turn around and say, well, they'll just find the best one and just use that. That's called the meta. That's what anyone will do. Like they'll make all these champions and no one will play any of them. Apart from the good ones. And the good ones will just inherently have a way of playing, right?
Right. But I think my only concern is there's a lot of high-cost unique champions. And if they do come out with... Right. And if they do come out with low-costed champions, because apparently I think Clyde said that the reason a lot of unique champions are lower-costed because they're unique. Yeah, there's a lot of match... people that you won't be able to match them up with because a lot of your guys, sorry, I hit the mics. A lot of your guys are high costed and unique.
Yeah.
So
but the reason they cost it that high is because of what they can offer, their power level, right, or their quest line. You know, that's why they are costed that way. But I think Lotan is probably a very
hardest hit.
Is he though?
He is.
I mean, the deck that required Lotan and Volturnus are hit the hardest. But at the same time, you got to look at it as
Ventus either.
Yeah, but you got to look at it as they designed them during a time where it wasn't that way. So of course it's going to be very bad now. But as time goes on, they're going. You know, they put this in place so they can actually. They probably turned around and thought, you know what, this rule that we had is just creatively just making things just a lot harder. And they had this rule, and they've obviously reviewed the rule and just went, it's not a rule that's got enough legs for it to help us be make this game more creative in the long term. So so we're going to do this now. When is a good time to do it, right? What would you rather have done? Turn around and went, here's all this shit, and everyone goes, oh, everything's busted, and you go, oh, then we'll put this rule in, rather than just go, look, we're going to do this now. It's going to make it seem like a little bit weird. And then when this stuff comes out, you're going to go, ha, ha, ha. Get it. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, I'm not saying overall I don't disagree that they should have done it. I just find it funny that it really hurts elves the most. And elves don't have that much. It's not like... I mean, you can run
your
elves.
argument is elves. It's literally one deck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
It is. It is my one argument.
It's just one deck, and I just think, so what?
I like I said, overall, I like the change. I'm annoyed that it hit elves.
I think the thing that makes it elves is like that little, is that kid that gets bullied all the time, and they just turn around and went, oh, by the way, we just expelled the bully, but why? Oh, we just had a policy about fat kids, and they're like, oh, that doesn't make any. Oh, no, that's a bad analogy, but do you know what I mean? They're not doing very well. What a shame to kick them harder. I get that. It's just it seems unfair to kick the thing that was garbage. Well, it's not garbage, but the thing that sort of went, oh, I think I could be good. Yeah.
Well, it's more of just like what I think what Adam just said. Like, there are people who like playing elves, and in this way, you can't play. Even if
you can let's play elves. Let's be very clear. You can play elves.
You can play elves. You can play elves.
Okay,
but they took away 2 specific builds of elves that you cannot play anymore.
Okay, that's fine. So what it's done is it's affected the people that goes, I love elves. I want elves to be great because the only thing that matters to me is elves being really good. And you've gotten rid of the only thing that makes my elves good. If you are in that market, you have been severely done over, and I feel that you have every right to be cross if that one thing you wanted has now been stopped. But I think the vast majority of people will turn around and go, I can still play elves, but I just can't play elves the way I used to. Now,
right.
So is there a new way of doing it? Maybe that is now turned round and made me consider a new way of trying it out. Is it going to be good? I mean, I don't believe it will be good, because obviously those two are just a very good combination of cards. but maybe there's another way you can turn around and go, well, let's see what we can do. Also as well, maybe Set 4 will potentially release some more stuff that can help with that. Who knows? They have said it's all for Set 4 coming out in the future, which is not. It's coming around closer than we think. So,
well, I think they're going to start spoiling soon.
Yeah, when the spoilers come out, we'll all forget about this. I listen to some Magic podcasts, and they make changes to things all the time. They bend. They have these rules in place so that they can keep things going, and then they change. Like in this set, they would just make some cards that completely break the rules, right? Because it's the guy. It's one of the lead designers at Magic. He does this drive to work thing. It's all about Magic, and if you don't like Magic, I just listened to it. I know there's a lot of context around some of the Magic cards. I have actually no idea what any of the Magic cards are, but it's more of the meat of it is why they do these things, and it's really, really fascinating. And people changing and bending rules stuff. It's a part of a thing that just helps, just be creative and do different things rather than just always staying in line with certain stuff and just adding more to what it is. It's building sideways rather than upwards, and I think this is part of a thing that helps you build sideways. Building sideways is good, rather than building upwards. If anyone knows what that means.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm all for making different meta changes and different mechanical changes and adding different things to the game to change it up a bit. I'm all for that.
But you're saying that this has done nothing to actually change the things that could do with the shift.
No, I do. I said overall I enjoy the change. I'm just annoyed that it hit elves. Because elves suffers from this the most.
Cry me a river.
I know. That's all. I didn't say the change is bad. I think I started off saying I overall I like the change. I just am annoyed that it hurt elves.
Oh well. And I don't care because I think elves are. I fucking hate elves. I hate their.
I know. Everybody hates the elves.
Fucking know-it-alls. So what are people saying? They just want to make. Kane's talking about Slimmix. I honestly think it pushes the idea of unique champ. Promise is saying I honestly think it pushes the idea of unique champs being able to be paired with other more powerful, easier to quest champions to keep one of the main win conditions quest as a big driver. Look at low cost champions right now; they're all trash. With regards to actually pushing strategy.
I don't think all of them are trash.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen this guy.
Blood Reaver Chieftain?
I mean, I think I personally think he's probably one of the best champs in the game.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
What he offers, half of the strategy is quest this guy and you'll probably be alright. He's nuts. I generally think he just needs completely. If he gets recosted, it just goes all out. I think it'll just go it'll go proper wild. I don't think anyone understand how wild it will get if he was, if he was like five costed, or even 4 costed, maybe 5 costed. He'll be wild. It'll be wild, and he does a lot. Even for 5 cost, he does quite a lot. Considering, this guy is 5 cost.
Yeah,
and he doesn't. He's got his quest line's nowhere near as good. His abilities, I don't think is as good. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, so he's crazy. So anything that affects order, Charlotte takes extremely personally.
I do.
Acts like they committed a hate crime.
I feel like PlayFusion targets me when they make order changes.
Oh, they sit there and do this thing and go.
They're like, what would piss off Sherlock the most?
Jason Gardner saying, changing fundamental game rules to fix things is a terrible way to address issues. Yeah, but I don't think anyone. It's weird. I just don't get why anyone is that fussed. Really, because I'm sitting there going, my little thing was that unique champions really didn't do anything. There's only a handful of stuff that made you sort of turn around and go, Okay, well, it stops me putting 2 down. Yeah. So that was literally their only rule. I can't put 2 of them down. But you never really tend to have more than one anyway. And I don't believe that half their abilities, bar probably Scarbrand when he was 9 cost at the time, or I just don't think a lot of their abilities warranted being able to want to have 2. And it was almost like the U was a bit of a, I don't know, I just thought it was a bit slightly forgettable. You know what I mean? Do you not think the U was slightly forgettable?
I do. I kind of didn't understand why. Like, I think I asked Jacob this question one time. I was like, why do you have unique on champions that are like 9 or 10 and higher? That, or not 9, I would say 10 and higher, that you can't be paired up with somebody else. And he was like, because they're unique.
Well, yeah, apart from just saying that's what they are. But now we've got a rule that actually puts a bit more context to it now. So now you can go, well, I can't just run like... I bet you what they were going to end up doing is that they're going to build a load of unique champions with a variety of different costs, because the more cards come out, the more unique champions you got with varying cost levels, to which they were going to inevitably show up to a point where I bet there was just going to be a board full of unique champions, and all these other things that they're going to make is just got... It was just almost like, so what? You know, these unique champions have got... They've got a unique thing about them, and that's why you're given that really good power above a normal costed thing, because you can only have one of them, right? So you can only ever have one of them anyway, so no one cares. You just build your deck with... Imagine set 5 comes out, you know, and you've got a variety of different costs of 3s and 5s and 7s, and you can just build a 4 unique deck thing, and it will just be like, well, oh, look at all these other non-unique champions. Don't care. They're not unique because their power levels were just not that crazy. Do you know what I mean? So now you can go pick one. Oh, okay. Now I've actually got to do... Now we can actually start basing probably some decks around unique champions, rather than the overall... what does Chaos do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you can go, but I'm putting this champion in, and I need to put some champions that support this champion, and I need to have some cards that sort of tie around that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than it just go, what have I got everything, and I'll just whap it all in and make this super build. I think in time that I think it's great. The more I think about it, the more I think you just gave Unique a bit more purpose rather than just like Big Circuit. You just viewed it as a lore thing. So did I. I was like, oh, it's Archeon. Oh, it's Archeon. Hey, what's he got? 13 points. Why is he a U? Fuck knows. Have it.
Don't you feel like this rule should have been implemented in the beginning of the game? Like, I feel like it would have made more sense.
Yes. There was a lot of things this game should have had from the start. But we don't. But we're here. We're here.
I know.
I think everyone's got to kind of just sort of, if they're going to jump on this, they've got to sort of go, am I going to play something that is going to, and I've got to give my expected standard thing, like this is what they've got to do, because these other big companies also got to do it. Or, do you know what I mean? And I think this company was not a game company that came from a background of huge card game experience. They made RuneScape. They're a computer game company that fell into this. I honestly think they should do a big spiel about it. I've been asking them if I can do a podcast about the journey of how they became what they are. And then people could probably turn around and give a little bit of context to what that is and go, okay, that's fine. I want to, some people actually like the story, understand the story a little bit more, and go, all right, well, I'll give them a bit of, sprinkle of salt. But then at the same time, I think when people have that open level of understanding where each other stands, I think some people would, you will just inherently just have some people go, look, your game mechanic is so good. Let's all work together to just make this work. Let's not just sit around and expect for you to deliver things when you're learning how to deliver things. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and then I get cross every time you do it wrong.
Well, no, I'm all for them learning and learning from their mistakes. And I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm all for them learning from their mistakes and implementing things that maybe should have been implemented in the past. I think people are just frustrated, especially like including myself, because they've done this just so many times where you're like, man, they should have done this before, or wow, this could have been
But you got to
avoided.
remember that you just got to go, okay, and it's just I think maybe there's this, they've got what they've got, and they're just building on it to find out what they want this to be. And I think every new game does that. They go, this is what we think it's going to be like, and after a certain amount of time, we go, right, okay. And some people just change that and go, you know what, that thing I thought we thought was a good idea probably isn't. It's a terrible idea. Magic does that all the time as well on Pokemon. They always go, this idea seems cool. Oh, that's a terrible idea. Or maybe the first thing we thought of was a good idea. That's a terrible idea.
Right, but and like I said though, but
it was good.
No, I know, and that's why I'm sticking with the game. It's not like I'm going to stop playing the game. I'm just it gets frustrating sometimes.
It is frustrating. I get it. It's frustrating, and then you just roll with it. But I think this was a good move. I think this has given them some creative, I agree. Some creative room now, and now they got to. I agree. But now they got to apply that creativeness. That's a different thing. That's a different story. If they fuck up that on costs and stuff, it's a different thing.
I will say this does kind of get me hyped for set 4 because they made this change in anticipation of set 4, which makes me think that they're going to have some crazy unique champions with some crazy abilities.
Maybe, and we know there's going to be some alternate win conditions. So maybe these unique champions are going to be based around the win condition. Potentially, I don't know. Who knows whether we know there's going to be alternate win conditions. We just don't know what form that's going to come into. My best bet would be in the form of a champion, but most likely a blessing.
It could be either one. I'm actually really hoping for a champion that's unique. That's like when this champion is engaged, the opponent's champions is dormant. So it's just I think that'd be awesome.
Oh, no, that'd be awful.
No, that'd be awesome.
What? Bro. So it's basically going. There's nothing you're gonna. I basically just have a champion sitting there doing. I don't do anything. If you put anything in front of me, you do nothing. Or why do I ever play this guy? Good point.
It's kind of like Aspect of the Sea, only it'll affect the champion instead of the thing in the lane.
That champion would be really good if he's 20 points.
Well, it's unique. You can only run one.
Yeah, and it's 20 points. And you want to play test?
Oh yeah, I would love to play test.
Where's my champion that dormant shoe whenever you do something?
I'd be like, fair. You know what? This should cost 2 and go in order right now. Let's do
it. Okay. Why? So what are people saying? They can build non-unique champs way easier questing at a marginal higher cost. Build non-unique champions with more general powers that thematically fit the faction and unique champions that drives themes and questing. That's good. Yeah. I like that. Why the 12 plus champions that have kind of shitty quest lines? Because, like I said, I think there's a lot of stuff that they just went, I think this is what we want to do. Nah, this is not working out too well. So I think they're starting to work out what they want their champions to do more than because when they obviously started it off, they had, when everyone starts any new game up, you sort of go, I think this is what we want to do. And then you soon find that it's bullshit bust, and then go.
It does,
and then in time you change it all. I mean, L5R, I skipped that for a little while, and I realized they said, "Oh, by the way, all these cards have been errated." I was like, "Are they?" I was like, "Yeah, they were bust." And I was like, "Yeah, I remember them being bust." And they said, "Yeah, now they've errated them all." And I was like, "Well, that's good because they were bust." So they obviously realized they thought this mechanic seems like a really cool idea. Oh, it's shit. Oh. And they changed it. No one cared because it's for the best. And that's what they're doing with this. Standard practice, I believe, for every game. They start learning what they want their game to be as time goes on. Great Big Slug. I wonder if the U thing was something from GW, like a decree that you couldn't have more than one named character. It kind of makes sense to do that anyway. You don't want to have two. You can't have two Archeons. Everyone will just kick off. So like, yeah, we've got. It was apart. I think they probably just did the U. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they did the U because they had to sort of do something with it. But they, when you've only got one set, there's only so much you can do with it. And then if you turn around and said you can only have one unique champion on the board, everyone probably would have turned around and went, sorry, not enough anyway. So probably just a thing that they came around. What's Kane saying? Oh, hi Jack. See, the issue is whenever you say, well, they didn't start off as a card game company, so you have to cut them some slack. But there are real life examples of success card games they could have learned from, but didn't. Give you that. A few things they could have just took from their leaf from another book from some other companies, but they didn't. I think they were they're worrying whether if they did like how far down the rabbit hole you can go. You can assume. I don't know. Like imagine you changed careers and didn't know what to do. What would you do? You'd find out who does and learns from them, right? It's common sense. It's not rocket science. It just didn't happen here, so there's less patience for customers. I think they probably did do a lot more research. I think they, they're just. I think there's just a few things that you just fall into. Oh, Jason was saying your rule should say you should dormant both champions.
That would work. I mean,
and then
dormant both, yeah.
Oh, hey, Mogwai. Pooh. How's champions doing? We're discussing it. We're discussing it. It's doing.
It's doing.
It's doing. It's doing. It's still. The train is still rolling. Everyone's questioning the train driver. Train is cool. Train has a few busted toilets that needs fixing, and they're all saying there is a plumber on the train, but it's still bust. When's the plumber going to fix this? Is the train driver really know what they're doing? And I'm going, yeah, but the train driver's the learner. Yeah, and everyone's going, yeah, but the train driver's going to crash this train. And I'm like, nah, the train driver will be fine. And then the train driver's now turned around and went, we've just made our carriages unique, so you can only access one carriage. I don't know why I'm going down a train analogy. Let's do it.
I don't know, it was good, keep going.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, and there's a lot of people saying, I'm leaving this train, so they're off. And there's this new speed line train called Magic Arena. And there's this new other train that's come out called Argent Saga. So everyone goes, oh, these trains are probably going to get to my destination of card game paradise a lot quicker. But, and there's still some people sitting on this train going, yeah, but this train has got some things that these other trains don't have, Then we goes, yeah, but this train pays me for going to these events because they've got money events, right? I actually get cash back from this train. I don't get any cash back from the Champions train. But the Champions is going to add a new set 4 carriage. And apparently this carriage gives you alternate ways to get to your destination by offering stuff. And everyone's like, I think this carriage sounds pretty cool. I think. But everyone doesn't trust it because the third set But the thing is, right, so yeah, it's going fine. The game's not dead. It's just in a bit of a weird lull of things. And I think everyone's... I'll be honest with you. I think everyone's... I don't know. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm going to speak for everyone. We're all burnt out, aren't we? We're all burnt... We've all been burnt from this money event stuff. And we've all been burnt out by playing the same cards and the same things for a very long time, for a while now. And in the end, it gets to this stage where things start becoming less new. And it's only when erratas come in or a little change up that makes you have to make your deck a little bit different. That's when you sort of go, oh, okay, cool, I'll do this cool little thing that makes my deck a little bit different. But there's nothing really big happening, and we're on the verge of seeing some new set 4 stuff. So that's kind of what's happening. I think we're all just plodding along, and then sort of just sitting around waiting. Any news is any news that comes from PlayFusion. Everyone's sort of straight on it to find out what's going on. Because
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the spoilers.
nor can I. Nor can I. I'm hoping I can get some.
Oh, I'm sure they'll let you reveal some on your stream.
I hope so. So, Mogwai, what's Argent Saga? Argent Saga is a new trading card game that's coming out in America, and to be honest, from what I've seen of it, it seems fine. It has some things that takes from Legends of the Five Rings with the towers, and you hide them. It has some few things of magic as well. Is there in? But you could probably discuss that a little bit more. But the big thing is they're releasing the game with cash. So
They are.
everyone's going. Everyone's got a hard on for that. So go on, you explain a little bit more about Argent Saga to Mogwai. You can't play this online, so this is no good on stream. Just saying.
Right. So they haven't made anything digital yet. It's it's like a mix of a whole bunch of games I've played. Like you can compare it to Magic, you could compare it to Force of Will, you can compare it to even Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it has 5 slots for monsters, and it's just weird. But basics is you have 5 towers, you have to kill all your opponent's towers and then attack them directly to win the game. And then you can play, they have instant spells where you can play on your opponent's turn. You have units, and you can either attack other units or you can attack their towers. And you have a champion and a spirit as your guys, and they each have different abilities. It's only in the US right now, and their first major tournament is in Atlantic City for, I think it's like a 10K. So I mean, it looks super interesting. And I don't know if you know who Jeff Jones is. He was a very popular Yu-Gi-Oh player, and he won like a lot of events in Yu-Gi-Oh. He helped create the game. It's backed by ARG, and yeah, I mean it's super fun. I've been playing it a little bit on this website Untapped. Yeah, it's interesting. If you're into Magic without getting mana screwed, it would be the game for you.
There you go. There's a good synopsis. I think so. Untapped.in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Untapped.in. Yeah.
You know what I've actually noticed is that when a lot of people turn around and said that the online part of this is going to kill the physical, it's kind of interesting how much I think the digital space of things is really, really becoming more of a thing. Because the second you realize that you can't play Argent Saga online, you sort of go, oh. Like, when you develop a community of loads of different people for that don't live in your area, a game that you can't jump into online with someone suddenly becomes a little bit like, oh, that sucks. Do you know what I mean? And it also doesn't appeal me at all at the minute, because there's literally it's not even coming out in the UK anytime soon.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, it's definitely they put a lot of focus on organized play and physical play with that game. So
yeah,
I'm assuming they're hoping they're going to be getting a big crowd of people to go to different types of events around the country, and then I'm sure it'll spread to Europe at some point.
Yeah, there is a confirmation of when it will, but
yeah, so they're focusing on organized play and physical, which isn't. I mean, that's not a bad thing, especially because it's backed by ARG and they're a very popular gaming company, so they will probably have the market to promote and advertise for physical play, and they'll probably get a bunch of people. They'll probably get more people than PlayFusion's been getting because of who created the game and the fact that ARG is backing it. So
it's a possible chance. It's but all new games start off big, don't they? So this game exploded when it first came out. It's the nature of the beast of all new things. It's a matter of how will they have cards that are absolutely busted? Yes. Will they adjust that quickly? We don't know. Will their organized play be consistent? Who knows? Just takes one thing of these things to go wrong, and everyone goes, bleh. Screw
Yeah,
this.
it all depends on the power creep of the game. To be honest with you, if they, if the stat 1 is a bunch of busted cards and you can only go up from there, then maybe it'll fail. But if it's balanced properly, then hopefully it'll be all right.
Yeah. So I think that actually answered the T-Pal's question about all this as well, because you're saying about Argent Saga. So yeah, so what's new. There's some new things coming. There's nothing. There's been some new news. Oh, ranked. Let's talk about ranked.
Oh, ranked. Right.
Yeah, let's talk about ranked. So, ranked. They've changed ranked. Should we all see what happens in ranked? Let's play a ranked game. I'm playing Rotigus because playing my version's garbage, and Rotigus is I've only got one unique guy.
I don't know if it'll show the changes until you get to the next division or the next.
How do I get to the next division?
You just win. I think you have to just win 5 games in your current division, and then you go up to the next one. You don't have to play a promotion game anymore.
Oh, what happens if I lose a game?
Then you just go back. You go down one. So I think it's like you have to win 5 games in your division
in a row.
No, it doesn't have to be in a row, or maybe it does. I guess no, it doesn't have to be in a row because you could win like
5
2.
games?
I believe that's what it said. Yeah, like because you could win 2, lose 1, win another 2, lose 1, and then win 2 more, and then you should be promoted to your next division. As long as you win 5 total games, I think that's how it said.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I got myself out of promotion just to see what happens.
Okay. So let's see what happens.
I finished the game, and I didn't see anything to say that I did okay. So I was like,
well, you know what?
I didn't see anything. But yeah, if you get up,
let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it and actually just because I remember reading it and it wasn't very super detailed about what they meant. You need to win 5 faster than losing 5, I guess. You see, what does it mean?
Let's see.
What does it mean? Interesting reaction. But what does it mean?
Where is?
What the hell's this? I'm in gold too, so I'm seeing some crazy stuff. Alright. I've got the magic touch.
Give me 1 second. Here we go. Okay,
I've never seen this guy being played. Oh, screw you.
Alright, let's see.
I don't care about Rockers questing it anyway.
Okay, so this is what they say about ranked.
Sure.
They said, we have done away with the promotion and demotion series. This means that you will lose and gain rank simply by simply winning or losing 5 games in any of the ranks that you are currently in. This should make the experience much more stress-free and much more fluid.
Right.
So yeah, so simply by winning or losing 5 games in any of the ranks that you are currently in. So you have to win 5 games.
Well, that just means everyone's going to be masters.
Seems that way, right?
It's basic. Now it just seems like you're just going to be at the top for just playing more.
Well, I think it's the way I described it. So like, if you win 3 games and you lose 1, but then you win 2 more, you should still you would rank up. I don't know. Or unless it goes like you win 3, you lose 1, so you go back down to 2 wins, and then you win 3 more. That puts you to 5. You understand what I'm saying? No. I think it has to be. I think you have to have 5 total wins. So, like I said, for example, if you win 3 games, like let's say you went to the next division, and you're 0, then you win 3. You lose 1, which puts you back down to 2 wins because the win and the loss cancel each other out, and then you win 3 more games in a row, which brings your grand total to 5. Then you should rank up.
Right.
I think that's how it works.
Okay.
No, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to. I haven't played ranked, so I have no idea.
Well, we don't know, do we? We're just
I'm
making this
just
up
I'm
as we
just
go
reading.
along.
I'm just reading what they're telling me.
We're just making it up as we go along. Who knows?
Why not?
Come on. Sounds like I'm whinging.
I'm sure
aren't I?
if anybody in the chat knows if they've been playing ranked, what's the deal? I don't know. I'm just reading what's on the site.
I'm just reading.
I know. I'm just trying to understand Play Fusion, what they're trying to tell me. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. I've never played this against this deck before. So let's see.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. But I could be wrong. But that's what I'm assuming. That's what it is.
Right. I assume. Well, it just seems like I don't know. It just feels like the one who plays the most will just get the most, right? Like it doesn't matter if you lose. Losing doesn't matter anymore.
Well, it does because if you lose 5, you demote.
I thought there was no demotion.
No, there is. You just don't play demotion series anymore. It's if you lose 5 games, you demote.
Got ya. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. I don't like what's going on here. Somebody help me. Magic touch. Win and lose cancel each other out, and when you reach 5 plus or minus 5 from your current rank. That makes sense. Magic touch. So much touching. Just shuffle stuff back in. Screw that. Magic man. I wonder if this deck this guy's playing is going to be. I mean, I've never played it before, so I'm a little bit like, what the hell's going on?
Just looks like a bunch of spell damage.
It does look like a bunch of spell damage. Magic man. It sounds like a lot of healing.
Yeah.
A lot of healing. Give him that. I mean, I think my quest is the only thing that's going to see me through this. I mean, what did I do? I won one of my games, and then I think I lost one of my games. Look at this healing, man.
Oh, wow. This guy's relentless.
There's some pretty relentless healing going on here. Alright, let's see. Magic touch. Never had 3 magic touches before. Ugh, this healing is going to drive me bananas. What's going on here? Hmm?
Oh, man.
Ugh. Stop it!
Oh, the heal.
Well, I healed too, you know.
Well, it looks like you'll be able to double quest, at least. Since he's going to be surviving long enough.
Yeah. It's a matter of whether I take myself down.
Yeah.
He's only got 2 cards.
It's got 2 cards. But you only have 2 cards, too.
It's true. By Nurgle's Rot?
I don't know. You know what? I wouldn't. I would play the other whatchamacallit?
Blood
Blood Fury, and then
yeah.
just draw. No, yeah, on him, and that would just draw. Because you can always Nurgle's draw out the other guy.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's true.
And that way you're questing, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
See? Look at this. You could double quest next turn.
Shit.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Right, well, I need... Oh, shit.
That's going to be a painful.
Oh my god. This is gonna suck.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's right. I forgot he gets boosted by the guy. Holy shit.
Shit.
You know what?
I need to get out of this.
What's your blessings?
I don't... Oh,
oh no. Don't do that. Don't do it. You'll die. You'll die if you do it.
Well, no, but if I can... But if I pull... I'm going to die anyway.
It depends on what you flip.
Yeah, I know, but if I...
Well, no, because you could... Oh, man, that's rough. The only thing I could think you could do... You don't technically die. So if you play Insatiable Blood Reaver to remove your Wrathmonger, to remove his guy, and then you won't do damage. Oh, you will do damage next turn.
Yeah.
All right, just do it. Screw it. Be a man. I believe.
I believe I can fly.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything you can flip. Right? No.
I believe I can touch the sky.
That's the worst one.
I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly.
To be fair, I don't think there's anything you would have flipped that would have killed him anyway.
I believe I can soar. See, look, there is a bar.
Let me see. Yeah, there's a bar, but I think it's still calculated based on wins and losses.
What happens if I win again?
You know what I also don't know? So
maybe
what
it's that fight. Maybe it's just the promotion demotion thing. Or maybe you know when you get to.
But what happens if, like, let's say you win 4, you lose 1, you win 2 more, you get promoted. You don't start at half a bar, right?
I know
you
it starts at the bar when you win, but the thing is that this was just points. These were just numbers, and then once you got past this certain, I think what they've done is they've done away with the promotion. So you know when this bit's still the same, but you know when if I wanted to get into the Division 1, I had to win 2 out of my 3 games to get into the next one, and if I start losing a lot more, I had to then play some games to not lose.
Right.
I think that's all gone.
Right. So I think instead of those demotion games, you just straight go back.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, if you win, then you just go through to the next.
Yes.
So I mean, I guess that's okay.
I suppose I just didn't like this bar.
What would you rather it be? Just a bunch of like 5 bars to show wins and losses?
I want to play Hearthstone. The bar fills when you win. That's gone. They said is just this bar now. Okay, so now this is invisible bar. Well, it's not invisible, but now there's just the bar.
Oh, look, you have 4 messages. Why do you have 4 messages?
That's true.
Something else come out?
I don't know. I got... Maybe someone's doing that Facebook thing. You know, when you look at it and they go, oh, you got a message, but you haven't because the guy who messaged you hasn't messaged you before. But the Facebook doesn't want to tell you that they've messaged you. So it's just sitting there annoying you. And then someone goes, I tried to message you. And you go, well, I didn't get your message. And then you find it and you go, whoa. It's like that.
You lost me there.
Sometimes Facebook, someone who's brand new would message me on Facebook, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't see your message," and then you find it.
Isn't there like a secret message thing on Facebook?
Is there a secret message thing?
I thought there was.
It's
like a secret message.
Ooh. Well, I don't know because I'm not part of the secret.
I guess so.
Are you part of the secret?
I'm not. I'm never a part of any secrets.
Oh.
Nobody tells me secrets, man.
I'll tell you some secrets.
Ooh, yes, finally.
No, no, no. Oh. Have I got a secret for you? What do you want to know?
Huh. I want you to tell me everything in set 4.
Okay.
Go. Give me the secrets.
Okay. So, set 4 is going to be really good.
Oh, man.
Oh, bet you didn't know that.
I had no idea.
I also know that the organized play as well, secret. Don't know who. But I also know that the whole organized play thing was set up by some guy in America. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Is that why they were all fired? Because they picked Rochester? To host the freaking event where nobody went because it's 19 hours away from everybody?
There's some guy in America said this was a good idea. Don't know who it was, so I can't know.
Why do you? Oh, man, you guys always trust in Americans, man. You guys gotta
shouldn't.
stop.
No, we shouldn't.
You really shouldn't.
You're Americans, man.
I know we lie too much.
I haven't got any spoilers. I've got nothing. I've got no spoilers. But at some point, I hope I do. I hope I can actually. I hope I can. I hope everyone. I hope there's more. You know, I don't know. I hope I can just deliver you some more spoilers so I can be really funky. Look at that! See? Ho ho! Look, here he is. Here he is. And we got and we got Castellan.
This is new.
Oh, I don't know why he's put Castellan next to him. Silly boy. I would have put. Oh God, what? I feel like I've won the champion lineup. He's going to remove my unit. Lol. Okay. I seem to have magic touch all the time. Magic touch. So everyone else, what? So okay, so we talked a bit about ranked. So there's no demotion, promotion. It's just your bar. So if you start sucking, you're gonna go right down to the bottom. And if you start winning, you don't have to. Your win streak, you don't have to win a load of games in a row for having a good day and then losing and sort of getting kicked down, starting again. It is actually really suck. It sucks balls, doesn't it? When you're like, you have to do this thing now. And it's like, I tried really hard to get past this, and now I have to do this. It does suck, so I'm glad that they got rid of that. And the demotion thing actually kind of just makes the whole thing a bit real with the whole, you better not suck, boy. So, yeah, I think there's some cool, there are some cool, I like that. I think it's alright. We'll just see how it goes. Problem is that do I care about getting to Masters? I'm sorry, everyone, I just don't.
No, I don't really care anymore either.
I don't care about getting to Masters. They got to make the thing they do in Masters like good, right?
Yeah, I mean the rewards still aren't that great. Like I don't, it's really just bragging rights if you want to grind.
Oh, don't put him there. Oh. Yeah, it is bragging rights at this point. Oh God. Yeah, I knew he had a tactical formation. Okay, so everyone, what are your hopes of set 4? Shut up. What is your hopes of set 4? Why is he there?
Let me think. I do like the idea that they're going to come out with alternate win conditions. I think that'll bring a different dynamic to the game. More unique champions, maybe? Or not unique champions, more unique units. I'm sorry, unique units.
More unique units.
Yeah. Maybe better unique units that have come out, but I don't know if they're just saving those for the warband packs. I don't know if they're going to come out with that for the set.
Yeah.
Different new mechanics. I think a different mechanic of the game to give it the game another perspective and another different way of playing would be fun. I don't know. Like I don't even know what to expect.
Do you know what you want?
Do I know what I want?
Yeah, do you even know what you want?
I don't know what I just want it to rock the boat. That's what I want. I want it to rock the boat.
It's set for one of the bigger sets. It's going to be it's not bigger than set 1, but it's bigger than the first 2. Haha, I've outplayed you, I think. Okay. So, it's really weird when you do Rejoice and Slaughter. There's this weird thing of where I have to feel like I'm gotta make good use of it. If I do that, do 1, and then I do Putrid Offering, complete the quest, draw 2 cards, deal 2 damage. And you sort of like, nah. Is that worth? I still think it's slightly worth it. Oh, Total Carnage. This is good.
I mean, I'm hoping that they come out with really cool new things in set 4 that'll make the game more exciting. Like, and
Okay.
I swear to God, I hope Chaos is still not on top after set 4. How about that?
You know what my biggest worry is?
What's that?
This is my biggest worry. That they make alternate win conditions, and I think the alternate win conditions are potentially going to be good, but I think my biggest worry is that it doesn't matter. Right?
So you mean like no one's going to go for the alternate win conditions? You're just going to go for health damage, you mean, still?
Well, okay, Chaos is going to turn around and go, well, you're giving me an alternate win condition. That's cool, but I'm just going to,
beat your face in.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm just gonna turn around and just pile out an insane amount of damage still, and not really be bothered.
Well, maybe they'll give more champion answers to Chaos, like they gave Lord Executioner for Death. Maybe they'll give more champion answers so that it's not a huge issue.
Mm.
I'm just, they got to do something. They can't.
Well,
Keep Chaos reigning supreme,
No, I know. Now I have been told from when we were doing before even set 3 was out, they were already looking at what set 4 was going to do, and I remember the team, Owen and Lee. Ironically, they don't work with us anymore, but they were turned around giving the game some serious hype of going, this is going to be nuts. And I was like, but set 3 isn't even out. And they go, I know. And they did say set 3 is not going to slow the game down, unfortunately. It's just going to potentially just keep it going with the speed. But set 4 is apparently just going to rock the boat. And everyone's been sort of saying set 4 is going to rock the boat. What's the Jason Gardner saying? How many turns can you do the alternate win? I don't know. I want set 4 to have animated physical cards. And Disney champions.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
That would be awesome, man.
Like I said, they're going to have to produce answers to Chaos. If they're not going to give Chaos tags, which I don't have no idea whether or not they are or not, but if they're not, then they need to do something.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, if you actually look at what my list consists of, this Rotagus list. Okay. You looked at my champions. I've got Blood Fury Wrathmonger. I've got Fanatical Skullfiends, Fearless Choreographs, Gore-Slick Skull Reaper, and Insatiable Blood Reavers, right?
Yeah.
They're all Khorne, and they're all mortal.
Yeah, but you're also running Nurgle's Rot, which should be a Nurgle card, right?
True. Okay. I don't think Nurgle's Rot would probably... I think Nurgle's Rot, if I was to get rid of that... Okay, Putrid Offering and Nurgle's Rot. I would replace Nurgle's Rot with Reckless Abandon.
Okay.
And I probably wouldn't have the Rejoicing. I get it. It's going to be some things, but some of these really, really core champion units that just never fall out anywhere is all Khorne guys, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You know, do you know what I mean? It's just I could just solely go down the Khorne train, and it's kind of just set one. Like no matter how
Goddamn set one.
Goddamn set one. So Slanesh versus Bell. Slanesh versus Bell.
I mean, I've been a big advocate of them just rotating out set one and doing away with all these nonsense cards.
I think I've actively told them that set one needs to be rotated, and they all turn around and go, "It will, promise," but you know, not now. You know, I think there's also an element of the size of the card pool will soon like help tone things down a little bit. Who knows?
Well,
I tell you what, that'd be awesome.
We'll see.
We need some. I'd love to have some community play testers.
Yeah, I think we all kind of want that.
We all kind of want community play testers.
Nothing to knock Play Fusion.
Come on, Jacob. You're letting us make cards, but you're not letting us play them.
Seems fairly obvious their testing team is not up to par.
I think they get. You have to sort of think that they get about 95% of it right, and then there's this 5% that's insanely like just gone on, like you just miss. And then you go, oh, these are bonkers. These guys know what they're doing. And you go, well, 100 and, you know, let's just say there's one of the sets is like 165 or something. And they go, well, 160 of them were really good.
You're right.
5-1. And they're like, you don't know what you're doing. It's like we just made sure 160 of them were good. Come on.
You know, that's a good perspective. You know, the 95% of the time it's good. It's just a few stragglers that you're like, God damn it, Play Fusion.
Fuck you.
What was Jacob thinking?
What were you thinking, man? And he's sitting there going, sweating, going, I've just made 100 something cards, and they're fine. There's these 5 cards. I'll deal with them in a minute. I've got to go make Light Seekers now.
Oh,
so
man,
you think of it, you know, there's over 100 odd cards that are fine, and then some of them are just like, these are bonkers, and you haven't considered that these cards work with these cards, and they go, oh great, so now we need to make sure that over 400 cards are fine. Well, I guess if you actually looked at the set, you half it down, but still, you know, still 100 odd, there's still quite a lot of cards you need to make sure are okay. I think the hardest ones are the greys. I mean, I think it'd be relatively easy to just turn around and go, give me all your chaos. And just work, what does chaos do? Because they don't have this mixed thing, do they? Christ, if they had a mixed thing, it'd be bonkers.
Well, hold on. How does Magic do it? When they have their blocks, right? Did they how long between each set of the block do they does it release? Do you know? Because I feel like Magic does it correctly.
Do they? Come on. Do they? You don't tell me they don't come out with this busted ass card.
Oh, I'm sure they do come out with crazy busted cards, but I mean,
you know what people do?
Into
get
the
on
block.
With it. You know what? I think they get Magic releases a set every 3 months, 4 sets a year. Is it that frequent?
Release a set every 3 months, 4 sets a year. Does that include the and rotate out basically a year at a time?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Imagine this game was 2 years old. How many cards would we have? A lot.
A bunch.
So now the card pool would be diverse, right?
It would. And Chaos would still be on top. I'm just kidding.
Probably. I remember, the thing is though, when you actually think back, I was playing. What was I playing? I was playing Magic. Um, but one of the guys said, "Oh, I just bought a mono red deck," and I was like, "Right." And he goes, "Because to be honest, mono red decks are basically I have no idea what to do. They just done the same thing since release." And I was like, "It's been 20 years." He's like, "Yeah, yeah." They still do this.
You just play cards and they do damage and then you win. You're like, oh, okay.
And I sat there and thought, wow, this is like playing Chaos. Lol.
Yeah,
So for this
it's pretty
Chaos
much.
game, it's been going on for 20 straight fucking years. So, and you know what people do? Get on with it. I think that's what the bigger competitive team will just turn and go. They get on with it. Mono Red is really good.
But
But
Magic has a lot of counters to stuff. Like you can actually counter their crap.
Is counters a different word for money? And
No.
time? Yeah, they do have a lot of money. They have a lot of money to work on things. They have a huge, bigger team to work on things.
Well, right. But I'm saying like that's the difference though. Like, yeah, they could come out with a busted red stuff for Magic, but there's also good counters and stuff for that. Like, I feel like this game, there's a few counters for stuff, but like a Mystic Shield's only going to save you for like one turn against Chaos.
Oh, Magic has literally cards called counter.
That's
counter.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people can turn around and like even the guy who makes Magic has turned around and said like the one thing that they learn is that negative play experiences come from people just stopping, like making entire decks where it's just based on you're not playing, which is just this is like I remember playing back in the day, and my brother just had a blue deck, and we didn't know about standard at the time, so he just chucked in all these old cards, and it wasn't I'm going to play this, it was can I play this? And he went, what is it? I said, it's a creature. What does it do? Does this? Then no. Okay, cool. I remember sitting there going, I remember spending a lot of money on this card, and I'm never allowed to play it. He was like, yep.
Yeah, that's what blue does. Just counter away.
Are we having fun yet? So, yeah, I mean, do you want that in your game? I think there's a space for it, but they really do try and go. I think they really do try to go, no, and we're going to make it like really awkward and clunky and stuff. I don't know if this game would like to have stuff that stops stuff like an instant.
Maybe?
Maybe?
I feel like every game has one though, right? Like every single game has at least one interrupt where you can counter something.
But the thing is that would you like to have something that an interrupt that that also quests your champion on their turn? I think that's something. If you had something, that you
wouldn't
go,
mind.
Would you? I think that'd be busted.
Well, what about so instead of interrupts, what about like a card in your hand that says like you can discard this during your opponent's turn to gain 5 health or something like that?
Oh, like a discard mechanic, or
right?
Maybe a card that is almost like an ability, but it's.
What
lane does that come into?
It might just not have a lane. Like there's cards that don't have lanes.
Yeah, but then University just has. I don't know.
Or like
I think it's something to explore.
Well, I'm just saying, like, or you can play like, or have something that says like you can discard this during your opponent's turn. You take no damage this turn.
Or Jason was saying maybe a trap card. So yeah, the base sets are super generic. I would love a reason for Wizards to be there other than spells and direct damage. I think Wizards should have the ability to counter somehow, and give each faction a unique cost that allows them to stop the abilities. Oh yeah, Hearthstone doesn't do counters.
I've never actually played Hearthstone before, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. It's a good game. Good game, man.
Yeah, I heard it's a good game. I watch occasionally streamers playing Hearthstone. I don't know any what they're doing, but I watch it.
Well, they're doing something.
Yeah, I just see them attacking like the other guy, and I'm like, wait, but there's creatures out there. How are you just bypassing that? And then I think of like, oh wait, Argon Saga does the same thing. There'll be creatures out there, and you're like, yeah, I'll attack the tower. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, well, they've got to have a certain particular keyword to in order for you to get past them.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's like the same thing I think with Argon Saga. Only Guardian creatures can actually block.
It's another yeah, it's another way of just saying I'm gonna put a block on this.
Hmm.
Yeah. So maybe a trap card would work better in this game flow. What would that trap card look like? Dear Wag, there was a big Magic the Gathering tournament recently where a £55 red aggro deck won, and the people below in the top 8 had 500 plus decks. Lol. Oh man, this isn't going well.
Or you can even have like a unit or a creature. When you play, it's clunky, and then you can move it to
Oh,
do something.
Oh, you're breaking up, man.
Oh. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
I can hear you here.
All right. I'm saying you could like play a unit, and then like during your opponent's turn, it can react to something they do. Like, oh, if they play an ability, you can remove the card to negate the ability. So at least it's on the field, so your opponent can see it. So it's not like it's in your hand where it's they can't tell if you have it or not. It's just something, something like that, something different.
I think that's interesting. I think that's pretty good. Chaos would be sack a random creature. Death would have remove cards from the top of your deck or exile them. Destruction would have roll back a quest on a champ. An order could have regular abilities that can counter while they have spells as an ability. Okay. A trap could send a card back to the hand when they play it, reduce damage by 3, or prevent a champion from rotating, etc. Like secrets in Hearthstone. That's it. So is it? I wonder if it would be cool if they put down like face down cards. If that made sense. Do you know what I mean? Like you could put a card face down.
Yeah, but where would you put it? Like on
it's on a champ.
Units go?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like the last thing I need.
Or we could do your favorite. We could attach something to their champion.
Ooh, triggered. Yeah, face down traps, and you could sort of just go like. You could probably, but the thing is, the only thing that's kind of weird when you do face down cards is, what are they? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What are you? Okay. Well, I'm slowly getting my health back up. So, let's do that.
Well, here's an interesting thought. Do you think they're going to come out with anything that affects blessings, like they did with champions, as like with Expanse and Gur? Do you think they'll have anything for blessings?
Maybe. Uh-oh. So that was 6 would turn to 9, 4 would turn to 7. 9 plus 7 is... I have 2 health left. And then I die. Sound good? I don't care.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I know that's probably not a good move. His turn, he's got 2 abilities that will kill me instantly.
Well, if he doesn't, you win.
Yeah, but then this is when you turn and go, I want Demonic Fury to kill you now. Oh, here we go. And he's got Demonic Fury. Oh!
I don't think so. Does he?
No.
Does he have you at 1? Oh, he surrendered.
Yeah. Oh. So I went for it and it worked. Do you want to? I need to go for a Whizzle Manizzle.
Okay.
Do you want to entertain everyone for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I'll entertain Adam with my sweet, sweet voice.
Right, 2 secs.
Okay. So, dance for us? I'm not gonna dance for you guys. What about you guys? Do you guys have any ideas of what you guys want to see in set 4? Or what you don't want to see in set 4? Oh, what, you don't want Chaos to be like really good? They kind of suck now, right? We should just like let them have their day. Let them be on top for once, man. Why do you want to hold them back? Can we just all agree that like we need Stormcast to be good? Can we just agree with that? Can we agree that set 4 needs to have nothing but Stormcast and that it needs to be broken? No, they're not. Don't say that. With this Stormcast is good nonsense.
I wash my hands. No. Ugh. Yeah, of course I did. What are you talking about?
Stormcast.
Anyway?
Oh, I'm just telling how I want in set 4 to be nothing but Stormcast, and they have to be really good.
Fair enough. So, anything more to say?
No, I think we hit every topic.
I think we did. So, I'm going to carry on streaming just a bit longer, but I'm going to end the recording here.
Okay.
Right, well, cheers everybody for watching, and don't worry. Right, okay, so I'm going to edit this, everyone. I'm not going. I'm going to do a bye, because when I go on YouTube, it's going to look really weird if I leave and don't say bye. So I've got to say bye, but I'm not actually going. So don't go. Stay there. Right? Don't go. It's a pretend bye. Right. Cheers everybody for taking part. Thank you everyone for the chat. Thank you for jumping on, Sherlock, as always.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Am I going to see you next week?
As long as you keep asking, I'll keep coming.
Absolutely. Right. Cheers everybody. Peace out.
Bye, guys.